I give it to the niggas, but I'm gonna give it to y'all ladies too. Y'all big girls, stop paying for these niggas to fuck on you, cause y'all make it to where they think it's a thing with all of us. When they get to a big bitch like me, they be thinking that I'm finna buy they snacks and I got my hand held out because I want some snacks.
And men should stop doing it too.
Doing what? Doing what?
Tricking. That Beyonce?
Nah, that's just Drea, baby. That's an independent artist.
Can never get enough of falling for your love. Crazy and I don't mind. If you want it, come and get it. Boy, I swear this love is so hypnotic. If you with it, then I'm with it.
Shout out to Hita HD. What's up, 45? How you doing, love?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking.
That's good. Y'all know what it is. It's noon o'clock.
How old was that girl?
Huh?
How old was that girl?
She grown. I think my cousin probably like 3 years apart, maybe 2-3 years apart. Why? That is not why we are here today, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. If y'all don't mind, as I was asking in the beginning, please share. Sharing is caring, and if you care about us, you would share.
My friends be like, how come you not famous yet? I'd be like, you didn't share my shit. How come you ain't shared it yet? That's what I don't understand. That's why I'm not famous.
That's right, y'all. If you fuck with us down here, then hit that share button. Today, Recently, I'm not sure how many of y'all are familiar with Jaguar Wright. Jaguar Wright was arrested for attacking her husband. For those of you who don't know who Jaguar Wright is, Jaguar Wright used to sing with what's the name of them? Roots? What? Nappy Roots? Don't do that, cause like I don't know. She used to sing that song. What's that song she used to sing? You don't even know what the fuck she's saying. Anyway, y'all, if y'all don't know who the fuck Jaguar Wright is, look the bitch up. She been stirring up a whole bunch of shit ever since she made her comeback. The very first time a lot of y'all were even introduced to her was on Real Life Street Stars. Let's get off into it. We're going to be talking about domestic violence today, y'all. And the majority of the time, y'all used to hearing about it from women. But today, we're going to be talking about those men who go through that.
Y'all pray for my husband. He has a head injury.
Bitch, that's because you bust me in the head with a hammer.
That's beside the point. You want these prayers or not?
Let's get into it. This right here is footage of Jaguar Wright being arrested and her husband low-key trying to tell us what the fuck is going on.
She came up here and assaulted me while I was at a fucking barbershop. Her and fucking goddamn me, Solar, came to the barbershop where I was sitting there resting in peace after the fucking cops was called on me. Fucking bruised me and fucking assaulted me. Come up here acting a fucking fool. Throwing Giovanni's ashes out the car, calling niggas bitches and hoes. Come up here acting a fucking donkey. Didn't fucking leave. And somebody else called the cops on her. Somebody else called the cops on her. I can't calm her down. I can't calm her down. They came up here and assaulted me. Her and motherfucking me, Solar, came up here and assaulted me at the motherfucking barbershop. I never called the laws on my wife. She did this to herself. Hanging out with that motherfucker nigga in the back of that motherfucking car. Solar. Fucking motherfucking sex cultists. Talking about I love you, I love you. They fucking drinking and everything. They both fucking drunk as fuck. Fucking doing fucking lives and shit with motherfucking King Payne. Talking about me, I put guns and shit out. I didn't put no gun on her. She didn't tell y'all the truth. She grabbed that motherfucker and said she should shoot me in the motherfucking head. She get the shit over with. Because I ain't worth shit to her. I ain't worth shit to her, huh? No value, huh? And you do me like this? Right with that motherfucker? Got you involved in this shit? What the fuck, bro? You tripping. Now both y'all niggas locked up, you beating yourself up in the goddamn cop car. Now you leaving. What the fuck, babe? Y'all pray for her. Please pray for her.
Now, a lot of people want to chunk it up to mental illness. I'm so tired of everybody blaming things on mental illness. I happen to be a functioning person who struggles with mental illness. So it's not always mental illness. Jaguar Wright been going down, inclining for a long time. Matter of fact, I feel like we witnessed her inclination the very first time that she was brought to the public by Real Life Street Stars. As far as the husband, I've always felt like she's dominated that man. I've always felt like she bitched him. Like, you know, like she punked him around. It was basically he do what the fuck she say. Now that masculine energy that's got him turned off and look like he a little disgusted. And the thing with that is like, bro, you have to put your foot down. Strong women like Jaguar Wright, you have to be a strong man to handle her to begin with, because you got to be able to put your motherfucking foot down, because she's strong minded. But what you got to say, 4-5?
One, we know. Well, here's the thing: but 90% of the time, from what I understand, I don't know how true this is, but there are a lot of functioning uh, people with mental, people that are functioning who have mental illness because of management.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because of management. So that is to say, each of us, we all have vices and things like that we go to, and that might be hers. Drinking. That might be something she needs to steer clear of. But I'm always wondering why these types have like this extra person around them all the time that's like kind of handling shit. You know what I mean?
What you
'Cause,
mean?
like, they always have like a person around them that's like not necessarily handling shit, but like handling them. They call them handlers. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they encourage the shit in a way because they give them the drugs that they need or the liquor that they need. They give them shit, you know what I'm saying? And it fuels the fucking fire because if you think about and I really don't want to go all into that with it, but think about all the things that she's been, speaking about as of late, right? You would think, in my mind, you would think that like with what she's releasing and how she's releasing it and the things that she says, you would think she would be a lot more cautious with just herself, you know what I'm saying? And her actions and things that she would be doing and things like that. But I'm glad you pointed it out too. We saw like little glimpses of the shit, you know what I mean? And we don't talk about it. We don't talk about it because we'll have it in our families and shit. And you'll see it because it's something in the eyes, right? Or it's something in a mannerism, right? Where you like, it's about to pop off. You know what I mean? We need to get this shit over with. We need to get them out of here. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I feel for her. I send positive energy to her. That she, because, it's just some bullshit, obviously, between her and her man, right? And it spilled over in the public, right?
Well, I feel like this. Like normally, that type of like, when a woman goes as far as putting her hands on her man in public, she been doing that behind closed doors. That's my personal opinion, and it's vice versa.
That's with men too, right?
Yeah, and it's vice versa.
That's with people in general. If they willing to do it out in public, they've been doing it behind closed doors, And then you got to think about this too. When it starts to spill out in public, this is just on a just like people thing. You know what I mean? Because if you have argument, everybody knows that every day ain't peaches and cream. You're gonna have arguments, right?
Yeah.
So there is a thing, to our morality and our etiquette that we keep certain things behind closed doors. And we come out into the public. Yeah, it may be a picture that we paint for the public, but we are respectful of our situation. You know what I mean? So when that type of shit does pour out into the public, I excuse part of it because of the inebriation in it, right? But then that excusing that I give, it only is like probably about 2% of it. You know what I mean? Not even that much, really. Probably not even really, not even a full percent, because I'm a firm believer in this right here. There is no such thing as drug abuse or alcohol abuse. But it is a such thing as man abusing alcohol and man abusing drugs. We've talked about this before. So in that vein, it's a decision that's made. Now, it can be an influenced decision depending on how strong or weak-minded the individual is to that particular you know, substance. You know what I mean?
A lot of times, like, and not even that, I don't even like blaming shit on alcohol or drugs or anything like that, because a lot of times that shit been, you been feeling the way that you been feeling. She been angry with her husband. He been doing, you know what I'm saying? It's been things that's been aggravating her with her husband and stuff like that. And that's not to even justify putting your fucking hands on your man. But
I want to add to that because you said something to me one time. It was in a completely different situation that I had going on. And it was dealing with a certain individual who had some substance in his system. And you said something specific. You said, 4-5, it's not your fault because everybody knows there's a difference in substances, right? You either have uppers or downers.
right.
But in those, this is what you said, and it made so much sense. In those, they enhance what's on the inner of you anyway, right? Whether it's upper or downer, if it's a downer, it may depress you a lot more. And depression does what?
I told you that about alcohol. People call alcohol spirits, and they don't understand that those particular spirits most of the time are low vibrational. And that's why people end up doing stupid shit when they are drunk. They're operating with those spirits. They've lent their body. They've become a vessel for that particular spirit. A lot of people, that's why I tell y'all, I know everybody gets tired of me speaking on everything on a spiritual level, but the thing is,
but
exactly, we're living on a particular dimension, and just because it looks one way, that doesn't mean that it's the same way in that dimension.
Right.
And a lot of times that wasn't Jaguar, right? If she truly was drunk, you know what I'm saying? If she truly was under the influence, that was not her operating. That was a lower vibrational part of herself.
Listen to her voice.
Exactly.
Listen to her voice when she's yelling.
To be out there throwing your dead son's ashes, whom you're still grieving, in certain religions or spirituality.
Before we go into that piece, I don't mean to cut you off, but we have to do this before you go into that peaceful transition to that young man. I don't know the situation and what happened and behind all of that, but peaceful transition. So go on.
No, all I was saying is a lot of times when people take the ashes of their dead loved ones and they're adorning their body with them, that means that we're about to get some revenge. We're about to avenge some shit. So, like, we don't know the whole story. We don't know what went on between her, and this particular show isn't all about Jaguar Wright. We're talking about women who put their hands on men. For those of you who tuned in last week for Locked and Loaded, I was talking about Christian and Blueface. We have it right here. She busted that boy head with a Hennessy bottle. And we sat back and we laughed and we make jokes and shit. This particular situation right here.
Why you laughing? Why are you trying
we laughed at this.
What are we doing here, bro?
We laughed at this.
What?
Did y'all hear that? He asked her, "Don't beat me up." That is, we laugh at shit like that, but that is a sign of a fucking battered man. If a woman were to say that, like, we have so much type of different energy towards it. Like, we sit here and what's this man? You said his name was?
Dana White.
We sit here and watch his wife hit him. And then everybody turned around and had smoke for him for hitting her back. I talk shit about situations like this because I have a little boy, and I don't, by no means necessary do I promote, hitting little girls around here in my house. But if your baby girl put her hands on my baby, y'all can expect for him to whoop her ass. Keep your hands, feet, and all other objects to yourself. That's the first thing they teach you when you go to school. And I mean, maybe they put a little bit more emphasis on it for the boys, and maybe that's why bitches got it twisted and thinking that they can hit a man without him hitting you back. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Y'all can candy coat it all you want to. No, It don't go like that. Now I do promote, hey, if you can, push her up out for you and get the fuck out the way. But some of y'all females, especially some of you younger generation, and this is not to downgrade you or discredit you or talk bad about y'all, but a lot of y'all operate a lot of y'all younger females, y'all operate in a masculine energy. And y'all want to beat up on dudes, and I fuck a nigga up too. I fight it, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I've been like that too, bitch. I can take a hit. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? But that's not it, y'all. That's not the way. You don't keep your hands off of these men.
Listen to this. We talked about this before, but this is facts, ladies and gentlemen, from the Department of Justice itself. Of 100% of domestic violence victims, 54.9% are male, 45.1% are female. And of those two percentages, if you want to go into other shit, of those two percentages, only 14.3% of that is black. So we have to start examining what's really going on in these situations. That's what our show is about. I don't want to brag or boast about what we do here, but this is what we talk about on a basis on this show, is not just the ludicrousy and everything, you know what I mean? But it's the even and out of things, like the same shit that one side can be accused of, the other side can too. The point is, how do we, if this is a problem, domestic violence is an issue, for whatever percentage side that you fall on, how do we fucking heal? How do we fucking, like, how do we find alternatives to what's going on, right? I think a lot of it has to deal with, especially in domestic violence situations, it has to deal with the fact that you're around this person so much that you can't hide how you feeling about certain things after a while.
I was just about to say, I say this all the time because this is a big thing. If you've been through therapy, you know for a fact, like this is like one of the steps. I don't know of what, but this is one of those things. Like, you have to be aware of your triggers, particular things that trigger you. If you know for a fact, like it aggravates you when somebody is talking to you and yelling at you. If you know that that's going to trigger you and that could end up being an outburst or resulting in something real tragic or traumatic, you shouldn't be with that person. This is another thing, like we've talked about on our show, knowing when it's time to go. If it's getting to a point to where y'all putting your hands on each other, it may be time to go, because somebody is eventually going to end up hurt. That's part of the reason I brought up that whole Christian and Blueface situation. People been laughing at them, and even at one point in time, Blueface had beat her up. It became public, but as you go deeper off into it, they got a TV show now. As you're watching the show, you can see that 99.9% of the time, she's the one that provokes the argument. She's the one that's pushing it, you know what I'm saying, beyond bounds and stuff like that. And that's why I brought up that whole situation about us always pushing it on our boys, never hit a woman. Like, what are y'all teaching the girls? Are y'all teaching y'all girls to keep their hands to themselves? That's something that Blueface asked her daddy, because his daddy was like, keep your hands off my daughter. And he was like, do you teach your daughter to hit on men? Because at one point, we have to, if you want me to keep my hands off of her, then you need to be talking to her about keeping her hands off of me. And that's another thing. Like, even in our households, like, we permit that shit. We be cool with. It's not cool. It's devastating, especially when we take when men say it's a laughing matter, or either he a punk ass nigga because he letting his bitch whoop his ass, and you know what I'm saying. We look at it with a double standard when it's
See,
women.
hold on, stop right there. When you said that right there, it's a thing from the male perspective, right? Like when you say he let that nigga, he let that bitch whip his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a mentality, right? Like that's a mentality that's put in all boys. Why you should never let nobody hit you. Nobody, male or female. This is what you teach your child. We're not talking about a boy or a girl. We talking about a child, period.
Right.
You teach your child nobody should hit you. If it goes too far, you have a fucking right to defend yourself, right? But the reason why the restraint is put on males, we know, because males are overpowering. We can overpower any female. It's factual. It's factual. Unless you unless you dealing with one of them bodybuilder girls that
I mean, and I done seen some. I'm gonna be real. I seen my mama whoop a nigga ass with a bull in
yeah,
her hand, like just boom, 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 like whooping
yeah.
his motherfucking ass.
I've
So
seen I've seen
I've
women
seen
whip they
women,
dude.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
I've
that
seen
don't make
women whip
it
their dude's
right.
ass. It doesn't make it right. Just like it doesn't make it right especially if a dude whip a girl's ass. The whole thing is that I think we need to get down to like the because I said it before on some shows and shit, and they just bringing it back up, but it's factual. Hurt people, right?
Yeah, most
And we need
definitely.
to get down to the fact that like a lot of the times when a motherfucking the person that's doing the hurting or lashing out like that, it's something inside. We know that, right? We
Most
know that
definitely.
it's something inside, and these are the things that we need to start getting out. I wish we. I wish because we need to start out in things like, everybody's like, oh, you got to go to couples therapy and all this other shit. No, I think sometimes we need to have like these special fucking warehouses that got all fucking foam motherfucking weapons and fucking boxing gloves and shit, and just go out and be able to hit each other and just fuck with you know what I'm saying? Not fuck each other up, but just get the frustration out, like pillow fighting,
Yeah.
right?
I say this on a lot of our I've said this before, like your partner, whether you like it or not, sometimes you end up having to be how can I put this? Sometimes you have to be the drawing force in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? If you really do care and love about somebody. I don't know about men, but I know for a fact when females do shit like this, like a lot of times when you see a woman dating somebody who you feel like, damn, like why? You know what I'm saying? How? A lot of times it's because the potential that she sees in that man, and men are like, it's because of the potential that you see in that person, that you know
And
that
that
at their
woman,
you've
yeah,
seen them at their strongest, and you want to be a force within that. And I'm gonna be real with you, the moment you decide, especially after them acknowledging that they have problems and stuff, or even you confirming it your damn self, you are by all means necessary responsible for that person. If you stay in that relationship, you're responsible for that person. You're responsible for helping them heal. You're responsible for getting them to a place to where they can function without
that's
all
true.
of the chaotic shit.
That's
Your
true.
response, if you decide to stay. Now, I'm not saying that just because you're tied to that person that it makes you know. If you decide to stay, you're gonna stick this out. That you then decide that I take responsibility for whatever this situation, however this situation results.
Yeah. And
You know,
that's the way it used to be. Everybody wants to talk about old fashioned shit. That's old fashioned shit right there. Right? That's old fashioned shit. Yeah. This nigga whips my ass. Male or female.
if you decide to stay at that point, that means you're responsible for
You're
what,
responsible for
yeah,
what goes on next, and you're responsible
in
for
the
the
future.
for anything in the future, and you're definitely responsible if you can to provide some type of healing. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because people can heal from the shit.
And
They
sometimes
can.
it takes that one person seeing that in you. Maybe everybody else gave up on you, and at this
Right.
point, you taking out everybody that done left you, because it's so much more to than, you know what I'm saying. We're barely scraping the surface with just mental issues. And what else was another one we said? Mental issues and trauma that you've already been through. You know what I'm saying? We got to get down to the dirty deeds of everything, like deep down. You got to get to the dirty part of it. That's the only way there's going to be resolved. And yes, it is your responsibility at that point. If they beat your ass and you stay, you're responsible. If they, you know what I'm saying, if they clowning on you, showing out on you, you're responsible. You know what I'm saying? It's as easy or as simple as saying, look, I think you need to have some type of you need some type of therapy, you need some type of help, you need something. Sit down, let's figure out what you need, because a lot of people don't. Meg the Stallion, she got a song called Anxiety, and she said that people keep telling me to get help, but I don't even know what I need. A majority of the time when you're struggling with mental illness, you don't know what you need. That's how you end up turning to the alcohol, or turning to the weed, or turning to the crack or the heroin, or
That's how
whatever your
you end
drug
up
of choice,
turning to the abuser.
or turning to your abuser. And a lot of y'all in situations, prime example, Christian Rock as well as Blueface are trauma bonded. That is not a
Hmm.
relationship where two healthy people, I do feel like they got love for each other, but the thing that's keeping them there is the fact that they've trauma bonded. You feel like this person, not only have this person made you feel like they the only person that you can depend on, but on the other side, as an enabler, you now have this person relying on you. So yeah,
That's
it's your
what. But I
responsibility.
think that's what we all kind of fall into. You know what I mean? Like I think we all. I think it's like society based type shit. Like we don't get together unless it's like trauma based.
Mm-hmm.
Some old weird shit
Most
happens, or
definitely.
you've been through the same type of trauma and shit. Like you don't really hear about people getting together who have healed and fucking found love for themselves after that healing. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
see, the misunderstanding with healing is that you get to a particular point and it's over with, but you're continuously healing, especially those who have some deep traumatic shit. Like the healing process, healing is a lifestyle when you've been through a whole bunch of trauma. It's a lifestyle.
Mhm.
It's a whole bunch of discipline and structuring and making conscious decisions to do better and not go back to what you become content with. Because a
Right.
lot of us, a lot of women, I know for a fact, I've heard plenty of better women say it, like they got in healthy relationships and the nigga wasn't whooping on their ass, they didn't know how to take it, so they
Mhm.
ended up back with the nigga that was whooping on their ass.
Mhm.
Y'all, we
Yeah.
really, you know what I'm saying, everybody just want to be in love. Everybody want to be fucking on somebody. Whether it be casual or something committed, y'all, you really have to focus on healing yourself mentally, spiritually, and physically. You really have to be motivated to make sure that you're good. A lot of us, our relationships, we could be with somebody golden, but the relationship will never work out because we're fucked up.
Mhm.
You really have to do the work, and it's more than just meditating. It's more than just going and working out. It's more than just talking to a therapist. Like you really have to step deep off in that
You have to
shit.
step into it. You have to
Yeah.
take the steps to your sanity. If you don't take them steps, you know what I mean. You just toiling in the bullshit. You just gonna keep spinning and
Spinning
walking
round
in
and
circles.
round in circles.
Yeah.
There are
You
never
got me
be
going in circles.
dun, 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 dun. Go round and around.
I go. Hell yeah, that's what ends up happening. That's what ends up happening. You end up going round and round in circles, and what happens when you go around in circles? You end up meeting yourself.
Mm-hmm. And to the men out there, like I don't think it's funny. I don't think that you're a weak ass nigga. I don't think that
Mm-mm.
it makes you a fucked up human being. No, that person who is doing all this shit to you, they're a fucked up individual. And love yourself enough. That's another thing. We don't love ourselves enough. Because if we did, we wouldn't put up with 5 seconds of somebody else that we can't see how they love us. We would
Mm-hmm.
never deal with that. You
Mm-hmm.
really have to sit down and think to yourself, do I really love me? If I'm going to allow somebody to mistreat me, dog me, whoop my ass, and I'm going through this consistently. Because like I said, Jaguar been whooping on that man, and I could believe that because of the way they carry themselves in public. He act like he her lapdog. She treats him like that. Which I mean, and I'm not saying ain't nothing wrong with a man catering to his wife. Don't get me wrong. But when your wife, give me that, bring me that. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like she got her little lapdog, like I said. And I can definitely believe that she attacked that man. I can definitely believe she whooped his ass because of how they are together. It's almost as if he's more softer than her.
And here, see, I don't know much about those situation or whatnot. The only thing I really catch up on with anything, I mean, it's because it's real life street stars. Uh, we know them. You know what I mean? And we've been on. We was on one of their first ones, but I think. But anyway, when you go into, I didn't know any that much about her and her relationship with this with her husband. I didn't even know she was married.
She
To
take
be
her
honest,
husband with her everywhere she go, like, and it's almost like he's her assistant, like he's there to assist. It's not like a loving relationship. They even look like an odd couple. You look at them, they look like an odd couple. Like, are y'all really supposed to be together? Like, what? How? I would love to hear the story as to how they even came, because they look like they're odd together. And I know they ain't got shit to do with what we talking about, but that's just how I felt, Shouty.
yeah. Hey, all I'm gonna keep saying is I'm gonna keep sending positive energy her way. You know what I mean?
Most
Because
definitely,
I
because
feel
I
like
do.
and his way too. Because I feel like we gonna need, because there's a big fight coming, and we gonna need him. We gonna need all hands on motherfucking deck. You understand
Oh
what I'm saying?
man, listen, we can't even get off into that because that's deeper than this show. That's
Right.
deeper and it's irrelevant to this show. But most definitely, like, yeah, y'all. All I'm gonna say is look at your weather. Your weather let you know.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention to your weather. Pay attention to the weather worldwide. There right now we
And she ain't just
experiencing
talking
it.
about. She's not just talking about the climate.
Mm-mm.
And we not talking. Well, we're not talking about just the outside temperature. We're talking about the climate of all things.
Most definitely.
You
I
know.
um I do send prayers to Jaguar and her husband. I hope whatever it is not is not, I don't even know what to say. I just want you, if you out there and you going through it and you going through it in secret, go ahead and get the fuck on down. Anybody that don't mind hurting you do not give a fuck about you. And
Hey,
that's
and next show that we have, we're gonna talk about you funky bitches out there that sit up and fucking try to sit there and fucking bring all your poison along to a good fucking woman who's being good with her man. Whether you think he's a simp because of all the shit he do for her, or you think he a straight stomp down ass nigga. I don't know what the hell is the difference anymore when it comes to marriage, but god damn it, if you are that funky bitch that brings that poison around a woman because you know you can do it. Because a good woman, I always for some reason she got. But if she got 3 or 5 friends, it's 2 of them funky as shit, and they may look good, they may be all that other shit, but I'm talking about on the inside, they funky as shit and want her to be in as much ruin as they are. We gonna talk about you dirty bitches. We're gonna talk about you dirty bitches. I'm gonna do my due diligence on this shit because I need to find out who the fuck this Solar is. Okay.
He said something about Carbon Nation, and I thought Carbon Nation was Nature Boy shit.
I look. I don't know, but I'm gonna find out for sure. But it's high time that we start really. You know what I'm saying? Women, God damn it, women. If you are in a relationship, whatever type man that you in the relationship with is your decision. But whatever you do, you need to keep them funky bitches away from you and your goddamn family. It is your job. It is your job to protect your family from them funky bitch ways that y'all keep letting seep off in this shit and fuck up the whole thing.
Is that
It
what's going
ain't,
on?
yeah, look at it. It ain't working. Ain't none of this shit been working. Y'all let a funky bitch come around. Yeah, this nigga may not be the best nigga right now, but he trying. You'll let a funky bitch come around who done had 6 niggas and 18 kids, can't keep one around and won't keep one around, and come in and influence your monkey ass into doing her same shit. Now you looking to the side, you got 4 kids by this one nigga, and you riding them crazy and shit, and you was just fine when the ship was together. Yeah, it was some bumpy roads and shit, but you could have been just fine without letting that funky bitch seep her ignorant ass ways into it, because she get to go out.
You know
She
what
get to go
I've
to she get
learned?
to go to the club. She get to go 2-step. She get to go do all this, and I don't get to do it. And bitch, you in the same relationship with this man. You done put yourself off in this shit. Y'all got kids and everything, and you mad because you just done met a friend at work who get to go shake her ass at the club at 40.
I will say this. A lot of times when those situations like that go on, is you have to be careful about who you have around you.
Funky
Who you
bitches
telling your
need to be
business
deleted.
to, who you telling your business to, and stuff like that, because relationships are tricky, y'all, and it's not something that, I mean, I know a lot of people bring in mediators and shit like that, but it's not on somebody else to help you with that, to help you sort things out and figure things out. It's really on the 2 individuals who've made a conscious decision to be together. Like, y'all gotta learn y'all partners. One of the things that I do whenever I'm getting to know somebody, I want to know you inside and out. I ask questions if there's something that I'm curious about. Like, a lot of y'all don't do that. A lot of y'all come in on some, oh, he got good dangling, or oh, she got some weird cooter, and then we just, you know what I'm saying, the whole relationship is surviving off of your chemistry in bed. Like, you really have to get to
Right.
know people. when you're dating, y'all, vet
Ain't nothing
people.
wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But you got to figure you got to figure in the other pieces of the puzzle. See these two right here? That part of the puzzle right there is you and her doing the oochie coochie. All the rest of this right here is vital to y'all continuing doing the
And
oochie coochie.
and you have to like when you getting and that's and honestly, a lot of people probably thinking like, okay, y'all going all out of source. This ain't got nothing to do with it. It really does. A lot of these problems, the end result could have been fixed from jump if you just had done some of the things that we're talking about, like getting to know people. I want to know your favorite color. I want to know what makes you tick, what pisses you off, and be observant with y'all people.
Mhm.
A lot of y'all are with people and they have things that you didn't even notice about them. I'm very observant. If I say I'm gonna make you my man, I'm very observant for the simple fact, like, I want to learn your love language. That way we won't be, you know what I'm saying, doing the tango backwards. I want to learn your love language so I can deliver, and I like for it to be reciprocal. I want you to learn my love language. A lot of times men think women are just nagging. Now y'all bitches do be nagging, but not all the time. Sometimes she just wants to be heard. It don't feel like you feel like it's just it's gonna be another ramble. No, listen to what she's saying,
Mhm.
and vice versa, ladies. When these men do talk, because we tell
Sometimes, yeah, but most of the time, men don't talk like that. We really direct with the shit. I'm fine. I'm okay. That shit really means I'm fine. I'm
right.
okay.
But
You
when
understand what I'm
you the
saying?
type of woman who you know your man, you gonna be like, no, you're not. Talk to me. And like women like you have to be soft enough to where a man, because a lot of men, it's not that they don't want to talk to women. A lot of men are afraid to talk to y'all because of the judgment, because of whether or not they're being heard. You know what I'm
It
saying?
comes from a lot of the trauma of knowing that when they opened up their mouth before, it may not have been with you directly
Mm-hmm.
as his woman. When he opened up his mouth sometime before, it may not have been with another woman. It could have been with his mama. It could have been with his daddy. It could have been with his uncle or auntie. And it went south. And he has trauma from that.
Mm-hmm.
Men, a lot of men don't talk because of something like that
And that's why
right there.
I wanted to have this show as well. Men, talk. Like, even if you can't find a safe space with your spouse, y'all develop a brotherhood where y'all can sit around and talk without being judged. What show was that on? It was some show I was watching, and that's what the men did. They made it to where they had a safe space where they all could talk. Where hell, if they cried, nobody judged them. Like, I think it also comes within y'all brothers too. Y'all be more supportive instead of all
Yeah.
this toxic ass masculinity. And that's why men don't want to talk about it either. A man, and more than
That's
likely,
why men have the
a woman is more quicker to admit that her man beating her ass, even though sometimes they go silent. But a woman is quicker to say something about it than a man is, and it's more so because of shame. It's because of the stigma behind it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you a simp, you suck,
look.
you letting your bitch
That's
whoop
why,
your ass.
but that's why in a suicide rate, men rank the highest
Mm-hmm.
in
Because
all of
they're
it. It's
battling
because
a
we
whole
don't
bunch of shit
right, and
inside.
then
They don't talk to nobody.
carrying all that shit and feeling right. It's because you're not. I don't think it's because they feel like they don't have nobody to talk to, and
Mm-hmm.
we've made an environment in which it is very very hard for a man to believe that he has somebody to talk to.
Right.
So when you are his woman and he feels, because that's a big part of a relationship, is confiding in someone.
Mm-hmm.
That is a
Major
huge
part.
part.
And
That
and
is a
and,
huge
and
part.
the biggest thing is that person understanding you. That's so important. That's so important. I have dudes that I used to date. I no longer date them anymore, but they will still hit me up and talk to me. And you know what I'm saying? They're like, yo, what's up? This and that. And then it'll get deeper. Like, I know some of their business. I know some of the deepest shit, some shit that would probably be embarrassing if they talk to somebody else. A lot of guys, it don't even be on no romantic shit. They call me back because they still feel like they have a friend in me. Like, I always have provided their comfort zone.
Hey, check this out. And that's the reason why a lot of you females be mad as hell when that side chick done told you some shit that you like, how in the hell do you know? Because he been pillow talking, because he feel like he can confide in this motherfucker. And now you really mad.
Right.
Cause she know more about your shit than you could ever know about her when that phone rang. Hey, you know Tyrone? And that's what ends up happening all the fucking time. And we gotta talk about this shit, man. What else do you want? You got everything that you want out this man. You got him by the balls. If you leaving, it's 75% everything that he got. And he can't confide in you. Confiding means I can bring something to you without judgment. If I need some guidance, or I just need you to listen to me, or give me, if you know something about it, just a small bit of advice, or if it ain't nothing but I'm here to just sit here and listen, or I'm just here, I'm going to give you as much encouragement that I can. You understand what I'm saying?
That's why it's so important. Like, y'all stop every time. Like, for example, even with me and you, like we was so motherfucking, we was thick as thieves. Everybody wanted to say that we were fooling around, and no, it really wasn't. Like, there really is like my big brother. Like, how many times have I called you crying, cussing, fussing, and you like, yo, you my little sister, we gonna figure this shit out. Or hell, even with him, this nigga that confided in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, just having somebody that you can trust. And I said that to say a lot of y'all men, y'all be fucking up. You know what I'm saying? Trying to romanticize a situation. You ain't gotta fuck every girl that you come across. Some of them girls got sent along to be your peace while you are not in a relationship and shit. So, like, you know, don't abuse those relationships. Appreciate them 100%. Like, and I feel comfortable saying this.
And here's the thing: some relationships are like that, and they go that way, and it just doesn't, build into being like a marriage or something like that, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got your own little thing, even though the dynamic is a little different. You know what I'm saying? But Kitty is right in saying that shit. There's nothing wrong, men, with having that female that you can confide in, and y'all are really good friends.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Let's be clear. Sometimes those relationships can come back full circle, and you can have a romantic. For example, who was that? Not Idris Elba, but one of them black men. They just married. They getting ready to marry a bitch that's been their friend for their whole life. They didn't even know. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll put it like this, fellas. Try a friendship. Even if it's somebody that you feel like, damn, I want that person, try a friendship first. Everybody, try friendship first. Before you fuck, try friendship first. Before you go out on that date, try friendship first.
That's how I raised my son.
That's my dream mate. Yeah. My dream mate is somebody that can be my best friend, somebody that knows me so fucking well. Like, that's who I want to be with. Like, dead ass. But that kind of like contradicts me saying, like, fellas, stop trying to fuck everything. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I said all that to say, try being
But here's the thing on that. Here's the thing on that. Here's the thing on that. This is what I think. This is what I know you saying, really, because this is how I raised my son. When you get close to a female, and you, in your mind, you already know, I really, really, really want to holler at this woman or whatever, or this lady or girl or whatever age you are. You know what I'm saying? If you can put her physicality and what you would like to happen as the furthest thing from your mind, when you are speaking to her, there's no telling how far that shit can go. But I promise you this, she's going to remember you for life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're
And
not
I was
that,
just saying that. That's why a
Mhm,
lot of dudes that I done dated, they come back around. And not so
mhm,
much because they want to get with me, because they miss that friendship that I offered.
yeah.
I'm a damn good friend. I'm a better friend than I am a lover. But anything what you got going on this week? Anything you want to announce? Put out there for the
Uh,
message?
I still been working on the show. About to do some things. For sure, everything's about to start popping off. Uh,
Okay.
just being on the concrete, doing a lot of other things, running around and stuff. So things are coming along. Y'all just keep y'all's eyes peeled because 4-5 is coming, but there's a whole gang of other shit that's about to come with it. War of the
Already.
Roses. War of the Roses. Everybody who's watching right now or will be watching in the future, please keep tuning in because we want to get to the bottom of things.
And y'all, please, y'all know we used to beg y'all back in the day. We're begging you now. Please, please give us some interaction. Comment in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. And if you're not in the War of the Roses, if you're not following us on War of the Roses page, make sure that you're doing that. As for me, y'all know I'm here 5 days a week this time around. I'm real excited about that. On Mondays, I'm over at the Wild Out the Wild Out Radio. I'm over there at 7 a.m. on Tuesdays. I'm here at 6 p.m. Wednesday. Y'all see it. War of the Roses, noon o'clock. On Thursdays, I have a show with DJ Lady J Rock. It is called Midnight Madness. We have a new segment that we've started. It's not really a review. What we're doing is we're getting everybody to send in all of their sending your music to us, your music videos. I'm sorry. So that means that if you sending something in, send it MP4 format. We looking at videos and stuff. Last week's lineup was, oh my god, y'all was off the chain last week. This week's lineup is fire. So y'all catch me and DJ Lady J Rock tomorrow. It's kind of Thursday, but not really Thursday. It's actually Friday for Midnight Madness. And it's 12 a.m. Central Time. And then that Friday morning, y'all already know what it is. Y'all come back and fuck with me. It's Coffee with Kitty. We're gonna talk about the old punk ass celebrities and talk about what they got going on. I love you. I want you to love yourself. We want to thank y'all once again for tuning in. Thank y'all so much. Like, we got a lot of love last week, and especially with it being our first time back. Like, we got a lot of love from y'all. We appreciate it so much. It felt good. Which I wasn't surprised because people have been asking us to come back. I do want to push that out there. Like, we were asked to come back. So big love, big shout out to all of y'all. We're finna get up out of here. We will see y'all next week.
Yep, real quick. Shout out Tri-Coastal Radio. Shout out Billy Cooler. Shout out J Rock Obama, XO and 9, OG Reese. Shout out Jason Infinity and Re-Up and, my brother Blackbirds, everybody. But we love y'all. Again, we want you to love yourself. Be safe out there. Keep the great spirit first.
See y'all next week at noon o'clock.